Hello and welcome back. We are now on question 22. So we are doing the second report. Okay. So the first thing we have to know when we meet questions that have two reports, make sure that the query that we are going to create for the second report, you are basing it on the original tables. Okay. Because we had question 21, which needed a report. So we created a query and a report for this question, right? When you're now moving to question 22, we should not pick fields from the query that we created on question 21. All the fields we are going to pick where it says shows only the fields. Make sure you are picking them from original tables because some actually now exist in the query that we created. Okay, so just like question 21, the first part selects where records this is criteria. We don't start a report from the top or from the first pointer. Okay, we start a report where we see the list of the fields where it says shows only. Okay, so this is where we are starting the query here. Right? So when we are starting the query here, we are now saying, okay, let me go in my query wizard and pick these fields, and I'm going to pick them direct from, I'm picking them direct from the tables that I have. Okay, so let's go and do that. So we are going to pick a first name, last name, age, year of birth. Okay, that and gender with data labels displayed in full. Do not group the data. Okay, and when you go up, you can see that age graded here is actually listed in here in the pointer where it says contains a new field called age graded, which is calculated at runtime. This field will calculate the record time divided by the rest time. Okay, so this means that this age graded does not exist currently. It's going to appear when we run, right? So when we are picking the field, just remember that this one is going to be a calculated field, and these fields have to be in this order. So after this, we then have to add in gender result in this order. Okay, so for this question, we are going to use a query design. So you can see the difference, and so that you can also see the advantage of query design, especially on a case like this, where after a calculated field, you need to put another, you need to pick another field from what we had. Okay, so let's go and close this one that we had created. We save, and now we are going to say I want to create a new query. We used the query wizard. Now we are going to be on a query design. So with the query design, we are going to be designing this. We are going to be designing this query. So we've clicked all the fields. So these are all the fields that we have. All right, all the tables that we have. So we can see the fields. So we are now going to pick. So it's easy because the first one, this is the field. So what we just do is you just click what we want. When you double click, it's going to show like that. So first name, last name, the moment I go in last name, it's going to just show. So I'm going to just go back to seeing it's first name, last name, age cut, year of birth, then age. So age cut, year of birth, age cut, year of birth, age, club name, race, time, age, club name, and race time. Then we come to that field, age graded. Okay, so because age graded is actually a calculated field, we are just going to go in there. We are going to drag and then we have age. Oh, it's not. I want to come back to this one. So I'm writing the name here. It had picked to say race because it's had seen age. And when you look for age, age is in the race table. So that's why it picked table and said race. But actually, this is a calculated field. It should not show that. Okay, it's because I had clicked and enter. So age graded. So also make sure that it's showing, okay, it has to have a small g for the graded. Okay. And then after the colony, that's where we put the calculation. Okay, so the colony is like standing in for the equals. Okay. And then what is it supposed to do? It's supposed to say record time divided by race time. Okay, so you need to copy that record time. Okay, so here we have record time here. So this is our record time. Our record time, we have to type it exactly as it is. Okay, so I just decided to let me just paste it again. Okay, so I'm saying recorded time. Okay, so age graded, I was just avoiding to type. So you have to type exactly as it looks. You can see record time. So this is how it is. And those square brackets are coming because it's showing that these are the fields. So we are saying record time divided by rest time. Okay. So we have record time, where is it? Calculated at runtime. This field, we calculate record time divided by the rest time. Okay. So after this, so this is the name of the, and we said we are going to modify this to make sure that it's a small g. And you can see that it's no longer picking any table because this is not existing in any table. So the left side is the name of the field as requested, and then the right side is the calculation. That column is representing the equal sign. So we are saying we have a new field called age graded, which is calculated by record time divided by rest time. Then after that, when you go into that one, you can now then add, okay, the the last one, which was gender result. Okay, so we have to look for gender result. This is gender result. So after just type double clicking, gender result is going to come. And make sure also that the show option is ticked so that you are able to see the information. So when you look at this, we can see that we have age graded, and when we have hash symbols, it's just showing that the space is small for us to see this. So this is our value, and we now want to take care of the second statement after the calculation. It says display age graded field as a percentage to 1 decimal place, so that we want to make sure that this space is very big. It's taking so big because it has so many decimal places. So we want to make sure that it's 1 decimal place. So we have to remember to just keep saving. So this is, we can say query 2 because we had already created a query before. Now we go to design. So that we can go to our property sheet, right? So in the property sheet, we want to be in here. We have to make sure that the field that we want to modify is the one that has been clicked. So this one, we want it to have a 1 decimal place. Right. So this is our 1 decimal place. Then we save. Okay, can we run again and see if we have affected the 1 decimal place? Okay, let's go to our design and see the effect. Let's go and go to our quick. Okay, we want to make it a percent. So it's now in percentages and in 1 decimal place. Okay, so let's go back to the question. Now we are going to create the report because, okay, we need to do the criteria first. Okay, so after this part, we are moving to do the criteria. Age cut is FSE 29 or FSE 39. Okay, so we just, if it's O, we are just going to copy it as it is. Okay, so we can go to our design. We can close that property sheet there in the edge tables. And I'm just going to lift this up a bit so we can see. Then we want to do the criteria, and this one is for age cut. Okay. Okay, so let's check again. On our list, first name, last name, age cut, year of birth. So we should have age cut. But it was not there, but if it was not there, you would just add it and then just make sure that it doesn't show. But because it's there, we are just going to have our FSE or FSE 39 like that. Okay, so that's how we write it. And then you run. Okay, so when you run, you'll see your records reducing. So now we can see that we have 58. Then the other criteria is club name does not include independent. Okay, so on club name, these are club names. So we don't want anything that has to do with independent. So you can see that is the independent, that is independent. Okay, so we are going to say not independent so that it doesn't pick on club name, right? So okay, I'm just going to copy that name. Not independent, and I'm going to run again, and I'm going to check on club name. The independent is also gone. Okay, and the fields are now 43. Right, so some have been removed. Okay, so when you check the question paper, we can see that we started from where it says shows only and went on to add the calculated field and effected the percentage in one decimal place for the field and then the criteria. So this means that the query part is now done. Okay, so when the query part is now done, we are now going to move on to the report part. Okay, so we can close this. Let's say save. Yes, let's save the changes that are there. And then let's create a report. And the report we are creating using Q22, the one that we created. Okay. And we push in everything. Next, we make sure that nothing is grouped there. Next, we don't sort. Remember, we sort in at the end. And then we now go on to the next. It says sort, we don't sort. The page orientation is landscape, fits on a single page wide, right? So let's go and make sure that it's landscape. So we are changing this time from portrait to landscape. Next, the title. Okay, landscape fits a single page wide, includes only the text, senior female club. So we'll say Control C. Competitors displayed in larger font size. Okay, so that's the title. Okay, and it's going to finish the report. And then the question said, here's your name, sender number, and candidate number in the footer of the report, so it appears in the same position. Okay, so now we can go in, and we said we will use we are going to use the page footer, not the report footer, right? So there on the page footer, that's where we are going to reduce. So I'm going to click to add a label. Make sure it's a label, not a text box. And then you write in your name. The candidate now. Right, so that is our and then we can now go and look in our layout view how it's going to look. Okay, so we need to do what we did last time to just reduce these spaces that are showing too big. Okay. So this is just modifying, and it may not even come out like this in your view. Okay, so because mine are distributed, I'm going to then move them so that they are close to each other and reducing the size. Okay, so to depend with your layout. Okay, some it may not be this spread out, so you won't even need to do much movement. And because we haven't sorted anything, right, the order would have been maintained. Okay, so that's why we want to sort at the end so that the order is maintained. okay? And we won't have to worry much than if you sort earlier, right? If you sort earlier, your fields will now be so mixed up, and your formatting, your layout, this layout that we're doing, it will take you a lot of time, okay? Okay, so after your layout, you then do the sorting. Okay, so let's go and check again on the question paper. The sorting that we are supposed to apply. So with layout, it's just arranging, right? Just making sure that all your fields are showing and they're showing out clearly and everything is showing out. Nothing is cut. So clicking the first one and you click your control, make sure your control is still pressed on and you click the first one, double tap, and then you drag. So you're dragging and releasing where you want it to be. So that when you now look at your work, you should now make sure that you are seeing everything clearly, okay? And you can see that this text is actually larger. If you want to increase, you can increase, but still it will just show you with larger font, okay? So this is going to be a report. And for the sorting, we said you can use the design. After you are done with, you can go to your design with report, you add sort, right? Then you check on the question paper. The sorting, it says sort the data into descending order of gender result, right? So you have to say add a sort, look for gender result. You click on gender result. So it's saying sort by gender result from smallest to largest. And when you look at the question paper, it said descending order. So descending order is largest to smallest. So that's where you need to change there and apply the correct one, which is largest to smallest. Okay. And then when you're done, you can then say, okay, okay. So this is the report 2 of this question paper. Okay. I hope everything was clear. Let's try it out. Let's do more practice so that we are able to make sure that we can do the database questions smoothly. So it's bye for now. This is the end of the November 2025 database question. Let's meet in the next question, in the PowerPoint question. It's bye for now.